Hey guys, so we need to run through a toolbox for doing track days. If you're out at the track, you are going to need some form of tools to make sure that your car is running at peak condition at all times. And if something goes pear-shaped, that you can solve the basics. So this may vary person to person, but personally, this is kind of the minimum that I would like to take to the track when I'm actually conducting events. So I've tried to do this toolbox as affordably as I possibly sort of can, so that it's something that's relatively achievable for the average person to be able to get. So toolbox-wise, in this case, we've just picked up a Craft-Right toolbox from Bunnings. This is just a cheap toolbox. I'll include all of the prices for any items that I recommend. So it folds out. Now, first up, one of the first things that I'd be getting is a set of screwdrivers. These don't have to be the dearest things in the world. The cheap Stanley ones that you pick up for like $30 at Bunnings will do the job. I've never broken a set. They have been in my work toolbox for years. I'm more likely to lose them than I am to break them. Next one, a couple of torches. Make sure that you've got a couple of torches on board because you never know when you'll actually need them in the engine bay or on the side of the road if you're towing. It's just a lifesaver. If you don't have one, you'll be hating yourself. So they can be as cheap or as dear as you like. Just make sure that your batteries are good before you go to a track. Next one, a breaker bar, wheel brace, torque wrench, whatever you want to use to secure your wheel nuts. Make sure you have something to actually check that your wheel nuts are tight. The last thing you want to be doing is going out on track and finding that your wheel nuts are loose. You should be checking them before you go out for a session. T-bars, Allen keys, whatever you want to call them. Your Allen keys from Craft-Right, T-bars, you can buy these in a cheap manner just as a pack from the Reject Shop. Probably don't buy those. Buy a medium grade set. These Craft-Right ones, I've spent like 35, I think they're $40 now. We've bought numerous sets of these over the years and they have not failed us. If you break the tip off, just whack it on the bench grinder or get an angle grinder, just nip the end off and you've just got it without the ball on the end. They've been exceptional. They come in a mass variety of sizes that you can access. So next up, just a packet of pliers, side cutters, whatever you need. So in this case, I just bought a set of Craft-Right side cutters, pliers pack. It's a combo pack. I think it's a bit over $30. It had side cutters, long nose pliers, stumpy nose pliers in large and small combos. So they're excellent. Make sure you got a bit of tape, be it some electrical or race tape. It's only a few dollars from Bunnings. So again, you never know when you're going to be needing it. That could be patching something up that you've just damaged, such as a piece of guard liner or whatnot. So, or if you need to do some quick bodgy electrical work at the track, you'll be wanting some of those. Next up, zip ties. Just a cheap packet of zip ties. Don't go too cheap. Again, the heads fail and they're no good, but medium grade, they're only a couple of bucks. Again, if you're rocking coilovers, my recommendation is that you get your C-spanners, make sure they're in your toolbox, and make sure that you've also got your shock adjuster screw for the bump and rebound. So that will mean that you can adjust your car on the fly at the circuit, and that'll keep you out of trouble. The other one that I like to add to the toolbox is a pair of vice grips, because again, if you don't have the right size spanner or socket, you can use these. That kind of leads us into the next bit, which is kind of a bit of a hint as to what we're going to be looking at. A set of spanners. So in this case, I've just got a Sid Chrome tool roll here. You can buy these new or check out Facebook Marketplace, see what you can find. This is actually a set made up of a whole heap of individual ones. It's not a complete set here from Sid Chrome. It's mixed up with Sid Chrome. It's got Caliber. It's got Super Tool, all sorts of stuff in there. It's basically just hand-me-downs from our other toolboxes that we keep in the workshop. So that will get me out of trouble at the track. And in fact, last event, we did actually use these. So it got me out of trouble then. Next up, a reasonable quality socket set. I personally like to have a 1/4 inch drive and a 1/2 inch drive because it gives me a nice range of sockets, and also it also gives me the extensions in this particular kit. So other kits are the same. I believe this one also comes with a spark plug socket, probably not applicable for our Golf, but again, it's one of those things that if you didn't have it, you'd probably be hating yourself. Hammer. This one's just a rubber mallet, so we use that for breaking shock collars loose if we're having issues with our C-spanners. That can be beneficial. You never know when you're going to need a hammer. It's banned from my work toolkit because it'd be too tempting to use. Other basics that are cheap, set of scissors, a retractable knife, if I can pull it out, so that you can cut some stickers if you need to apply them or whatnot. A squeegee, if you can get one. The cheapest chips on Temu, Alibaba, whatever you want to get. They work pretty good and they're better than a credit card. And basically, outside of the toolbox, there's a few other necessities that I reckon you should probably be taking to your track day as you're going. One such thing, make sure you've got a reasonable quality tyre pressure gauge for checking your tyre pressures. If you're running too low, too high, you can potentially damage them in a severe way. So I know my mate Dan's going to laugh at me because half the time I don't check my tyre pressures because I know they're not too far out of the window, but you really should be actually checking those before every session and after every session so that you can adjust them accordingly for what you're finding. Other things that I like to throw in the car that are a must-have: jack stands, axle stands, whatever you want to call them. Make sure you've at least got a couple of those on board, and a jack as well. It's not in the shot, but a jack so that you can get the car up in the air, check any issues, whack a jack stand underneath it so that you can actually work on it without an issue. And finally, whack a camp chair in. There's a lot of sitting around at track days. Make sure you're comfortable. You don't have to sit in the car the whole time because it's hot, sweaty, horrible. If you've got a chair, that'll get you out of trouble. And make sure you carry plenty of drinks, food, water for the day. Track food is notoriously crap as well. So, yeah, I think that pretty well covers most of the track day essentials that you need in a toolbox. This can be had for like a couple of $100 max. And if that's if you're doing it on the dear end of the scale. You can pick these up on Marketplace. There's a lot of people that buy tools and then find that they don't know how to use them, things like that. Honestly, grab something like this off Marketplace and start filling it yourself. Make sure you have it in the car at all times with you. Well, not in the car with you at all times. Make sure you throw it in the back of the car before you head to your track day. Make sure you pull it out before you go out on track, because the last thing you want is that toolbox rolling around in the boot. So, yeah, I think that pretty well covers it for me. It's up to you what you put in your track day essentials kit. This is what's in mine. Often, if we're going to a race meeting, we'll carry far more tools and more specialised tools. But let me know what you reckon you need in your track day essentials kit.